Max, week 11, and I just couldn't help myself. Raiders were in Denver this week, and this game was a good one. Looking to avenge their loss from a couple weeks ago and move back to within one game of the division lead, they know they'll have to be effective on all sides of the ball. Denver looks to get their second straight victory against Las Vegas. 2 weeks ago, they absolutely dominated them, doubling them up 70-35. And last week was their bye, so no doubt the Broncos have been licking their chops to get into this one. Broncos start out with it. Here they are on the first play from scrimmage on their own 25, and that is not good. Ball's on the grass thanks to Damon Arnett, and literally 5 seconds into the game, Vegas has the game's first takeaway. Don't worry, defense lovers, there will be plenty more where that came from. 2nd and 6 now on the 18-yard line. The Raiders are going to put it in the air. Bomber goes to Ruggs, who gets the first down and gets pushed out at the 5, so set him up with a 1st and goal less than a minute in. And the next play, it's going to be Josh Jacobs up the middle, and that was fast. Bounces off the tackle and takes it in for the score, and quicker than you could say a Quagbanam, the Raiders have the lead. That was a reference to the last video featuring these two teams. If you didn't get it, I'm deeply hurt that you didn't watch it. Next drive leads to a Broncos punt, so the Raiders have it again. They go with a play-action pass, and Bomber sees Darren Waller pretty much all alone. He makes the first guy miss and takes it upfield for a gain of 22. The Raiders are coming out swinging in this game, and we'll have to see if the Broncos can land a counterpunch. A couple of plays later, it's 2nd and 9. It's a wide receiver screen executed to perfection. John Brown has his number called on that one. He takes it up the sideline from his own 43 to the Broncos 24, which, if I'm doing my math right, is a gain of about 623 yards. That cannot be right. No, it's a 33-yard gain on the screen, and they're in Broncos territory again. Next play, it's 1st and 10. Suffice it to say, on 2nd down, they're going to need more than 10. A loss of 2 on the handoff, and then on 2nd and 12, they complete the short pass to Josh Jacobs, who uses that great strength to break a tackle, but now he wishes he hadn't done that. Owen Papeau locks onto the ball and blasts it free for Kyle Fuller to scoop it up and take it all the way home. 77 yards on the return, and in a heartbeat, the winds change direction just a bit in the Mile High City. Raiders get it back, and they're moving it nicely once again, just across midfield at the Denver 40. Bomber takes the snap and hits a wide-open Darren Waller over the middle for 25 yards. After losing 2 on 1st down again, they look to avoid the fate they experienced last time that happened, and they would be successful. Kind of. Last time they lost it on a fumble, this time it would be a pick. And just like the last drive, this one would end with 6 points going to Denver, and the lead would follow. That's Bryce Callahan making the play, and once the ball is in his hands, it's pretty clear that he's going to score here. 14-7 Broncos, both scores coming from their defense. So the Raiders, they get another chance, and they are just going the wrong way again. Bomber doesn't even really hold on to it for all that long, but Bradley Chubb powers through and tosses him to the ground like a kid who got clothes on Christmas. Broncos defense took a while to get going, but boy is it going now. Next play, 3rd and 18, and Bomber's pressured again from the same side, but he gets rid of the ball, but he should have done something else with it, because that is another pick for Denver. Kareem Jackson brings it back to the 19-yard line, and the Raiders, after the stellar start, have to be thinking, what the heck is happening here? And they really don't have a lot of time to figure it out either. Denver with the 2nd and goal now from the 4, and Tavon Austin takes this one up the middle, and he is just barely able to sneak the ball over the line. The lead's only 14 points, but it has to feel like a lot more. 21 unanswered, and the Raiders have been able to do absolutely nothing after that first drive. Will they be able to change that here? It's 1st and 20, and after a holding call, no, they won't. That's not what you want to do. 4th straight Raiders drive that ends in a takeaway, this one thanks to Tony Jefferson, and they have the same field position that they scored on quickly the last time. They would be pushed back 5 yards due to a delay of game penalty, but no worries. They make it all up and then some. Bridgewater zips one in there to Cortland Sutton, who hauls it in and goes down at the 5. So give him 19 on that play, and then on the next snap, it's another touchdown for Tavon Austin. This time on a pitch to the right side, the Broncos' lead has gone from safe to comfortable, and the Raiders need to do something to change the tide in a hurry, or this one could get out of hand. 3rd and 1 on the next drive. This would be more than a step in the right direction. It's one giant leap for mankind or something. I don't know. King Hester snatches that one and takes it 60 yards after the catch to get the Raiders heading in the right direction again. He makes an awesome move at the 20-yard line, and he is home free. Raiders still trailing by quite a bit, but at least they've stopped the bleeding for now. Next drive, and it's the Raiders' turn to make a play on defense. Bridgewater drops back, and he's unable to get rid of it before Sheldon Richardson takes him down in the backfield for a loss of 7, a sign of life for the Silver and Black. Let's see how they back it up. Next play, Bridgewater back to pass again, scans the left side and fires, but he didn't scan hard enough because he missed the lurking Nick Kwiatkowski, who makes a play on the ball and takes it back for 6, just enough room for the linebacker to stroll in untouched. And and the gap is shrinking by the minute. That comfortable lead the Broncos had is downgraded to tenuous at best, 28-21 just before the 2-minute warning. Here's the Broncos' 2-minute offense now. They're at the 35. They hand it off to Austin once again. He's had a better game than anyone else on the Broncos offense in the limited time they've had the ball so far. He gouges the Vegas D for a gain of 21, also stepping out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:33 left. Next play, and they fake the run this time. Bridgewater drops back, looks, and finds who else but Tavon Austin, who makes the catch at the 41. He speeds his way up to the 5, and the Raiders took some interesting routes to the ball carrier there, but they're able to keep him out of the end zone. And in the goal-to-go situation, the D would tighten up, forcing Denver to settle for 3 with just about half a minute left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the Vegas 42. Darren Waller is there over the middle again. This time he gets a nice run after the catch. As he weaves his way through and almost breaks free, a shoestring tackle stops him at the 21, but they run to the line and spike the ball instead of using their last timeout with 6 seconds left. Questionable clock management for the Raiders there, but they are able to tack on 3 before the half to bring the score to 31-24 Denver. What a game so far, and the second half was no different. Raiders kick to start the game, so they start the half of the ball. That's Kenyon Drake taking it up the middle across midfield, and the drive is off to a pretty good start, but unfortunately it would come to a bad end. After a big sack to push him back to the 41, they go for it all and don't even come close to getting it. 5 orange jerseys converge. It's Fuller with his second takeaway of the game, and he brings it out to the 14, where the Broncos will take over with the lead still intact. On 3rd and 1, they go to the air, and it seems like it was the right play call. Bridgewater had a wide-open Jerry Jeudy who would have had the first down, if not the score, but he misses the throw, and the Raiders get bailed out on that one big time. So after the punt, Vegas has it on the 45, and Bomber lives up to his name in a major way. Chucks it deep, and King Hester gets up and clamps down on the ball, runs over the down defender for the score, and this game is once again tied. The score 31-31. First play of the next drive, it's Austin again, and it seems like all this guy does is make plays, at least against the Raiders. Finds the corner and then cuts back inside to pick up the block. It's a 25-yard rush, and he is putting on a clinic out there. It's a monster game for him no matter what the score turns out to be. A couple of plays later, Denver looks to pass again, and Bridgewater misses badly again. Going for Fant in the corner, it is nowhere near him, but it is near Jonathan Abram, who makes a play on it and secures the pick for the Raiders. That's the second time a really bad throw from Teddy has brought a Denver drive to an abrupt end. Raiders backed up to their own 7, where Bomber drops back into the end zone. The line gives him absolutely nothing in terms of protection. He goes down in his own goal, and just like that, the tie is broken by his safety of all things. You can't make this stuff up, but it gets even weirder. On the safety punt, it's taken by KJ Hamler, and as he's trying to run it back, Carl Joseph absolutely levels him, knocking the ball out, and it would be recovered by the Raiders. So they give up 2 points to gain about 50 yards. Still not the best trade, but it's certainly better than giving up the points and the ball. The Raiders consider themselves extremely lucky here. Fourth quarter, it's 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. This time it's Bomber's turn to make a bad throw. He has a man open for the first down to prolong the drive, but it's an errant pass. They'll have to try the long field goal, which is a 53-yard attempt. It goes just inside the left post, and it's long enough, and the lead goes back to the Raiders to score 34-33. Broncos at midfield. Teddy makes a couple of changes. He looks to throw. He sees Jerry Jeudy deep over the middle, and this time he hits him for 30 yards. Jeudy tries to get up and gain a few more, but the Raiders defense swarms him. Either way, a brilliant play for Denver, and it sets them up to do this. Now, with a setup like that, you'd think I was setting up the touchdown pass, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Damon Arnett swoops in and picks that one deep in Raiders territory. That one was about as clutch as they come for the defensive back. Raiders have the ball at their own 11. 4 yards later, it's a play action, and Bomber does it again. Ruggs gets behind the secondary, and it's delivered to him on a platter on the run. He sticks one hand out and reels it in, and with that elite speed, nobody on the field is catching up with him. They would kick the PAT, so make the Raiders lead 8 with 4:50 to go. Crunch time is approaching now as Teddy takes the snap. He hits the play action, throws to the left for Jeudy for a 23-yard gain. Move him across midfield to the 36, and a few plays later, it's Noah Fant for his first touchdown of the game. You didn't think this one was going to end without a little bit of drama, did you? Fant takes it right into the end zone, and the Broncos are a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing up. They come out of the shotgun for it. Bridgewater makes an adjustment, and he goes right back to Fant. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game with 1.5 minutes on the clock. It's just starting to get interesting, and the fancy lad sips a little bit of celebratory tea. Couple of plays into the Raiders drive now. It's a screen for Kenyon Drake, and the Raiders have it blocked absolutely perfectly. Drake cuts back to the middle of the field and runs to the 8-yard line, where he gives himself up to try and milk the clock and force Denver to call their timeouts. The strategy works, and with 4 seconds left, the kick is up, and it is good. With 1 second left on the clock, the Raiders lead 44-41. The kickoff is not returned for a touchdown, and that's the game. It wasn't the game of the week technically, but it may end up being the game of the year when all is said and done. It was a good one. I cannot wait for round 3 in the playoffs, which I'm sure we're going to end up getting. And that's going to do it for this one. I'm Ace510. For more Max coverage, including live commentary broadcasts, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ace510 and right here on YouTube so you don't miss a highlight. Make sure and subscribe to the Triple Coverage podcast to stay up to date in the world of sports. And for players in the league, make sure you archive your streams if you want to be featured in your own highlight video. Final score today was Raiders 44, Broncos 41, and I'll see you for the next one right here on Ace510.